You wake up tired. You didn't run a marathon yesterday. You didn't move furniture or pull an all-nighter. In fact, you barely did anything. And yet your body feels heavy, your brain foggy, your motivation is gone. So here's the question that shouldn't make sense. Why do you feel so tired after doing nothing? We're about to uncover the hidden science of an exhaustion that comes not from effort, but from simply existing in the modern world. And you may realize you were never lazy, you were overloaded. We're taught that only physical work makes you tired. Run and you get winded. Lift and you get sore. But what if I told you that your body doesn't measure exhaustion by movement, it measures it by stress signals? You can lie in bed all day and still activate the same nervous system response as someone running from danger, because doing nothing isn't really nothing. It doesn't mean no thinking, no worrying, no anticipating, no emotional processing. It just means your body is still while your brain, the most energy-hungry organ you have, never clocks out. It's using 20% of your daily energy at rest. So imagine what happens when it never stops. Here's the uncomfortable truth. Most of your exhaustion doesn't come from what you do, it comes from what you carry. All day, your brain is running background processes, replaying old conversations, predicting future problems, monitoring how people see you, tracking deadlines, money, relationships. And here's the twist. Your nervous system can't tell the difference between a real danger and an imagined one. That unpaid bill, that unread message, that awkward conversation from 5 years ago, your body treats it like a threat happening now. Heart rate up, muscles tense, stress hormones flooding your system. You're burning fuel just to exist inside your own thoughts. So how do we try to rest? We scroll. It feels passive, light, effortless. But neurologically, it's chaos. Every swipe hits your brain with a new emotion, a new comparison, a new micro-decision, a new dopamine spike. It's like trying to nap in the middle of a flashing casino. You're not resting. You are overstimulating an already tired nervous system. When you finally stop, you don't feel refreshed. You feel emptied out. And then there's a deeper tired, the kind sleep doesn't fix. It's the exhaustion from being the strong one, the responsible one, the one who can't fall apart. This is emotional labor, holding it all together, swallowing your feelings so the room stays calm. You can lie on the couch, perfectly still, while regulating someone else's emotions. That's not rest. That's quiet survival. And survival is exhausting. Your body was designed for a simple cycle. Stress, then action, then resolution, then rest. But now our cycle is more like stress, stress, sleep, then more stress. There's no resolution, no true it's over now moment. So your nervous system stays in a low-grade fight-or-flight state all day, which leads to that heavy, foggy fatigue. And here's the final part that hurts. Even when you finally try to rest, you don't, because guilt follows you. You think, I should be doing more, I'm falling behind. Your body sits still, but your mind stays on trial. And rest under judgment isn't rest. It's just tension in disguise. So if you've ever wondered, how can I be this tired when I barely moved? Now you know. You weren't resting. You were thinking, absorbing, comparing, anticipating. You were holding things together and bracing for what might happen next. And that kind of tired doesn't come from physical effort. It comes from never feeling safe enough to fully shut down. You were never lazy. You were simply overloaded. Most people don't rest. They escape. They binge watch, they scroll endlessly, they distract, they numb. We've all been there. But what if I told you that real rest isn't the absence of activity, it's the presence of safety? Because if your body doesn't feel fundamentally safe, no amount of stillness, no vacation, no day off will ever restore you. Think about this. Have you ever slept a full 8 hours and still woken up completely exhausted? That's not a sleep problem. That's a nervous system problem. If your body goes to sleep in a threat state, worried about a deadline, replaying a tense conversation, or just feeling that low-grade hum of anxiety, it never enters the deep recovery cycles it needs. Your brain stays half alert, scanning for danger even in your sleep. So you technically slept, but biologically, you never truly rested. This leads to another feeling we mistake for a character flaw, a lack of motivation. Here's a quiet truth most people miss. Fatigue isn't always from a lack of discipline. Sometimes it's from emotional overload. When your mind is constantly processing fear, pressure, uncertainty, or unresolved pain from the past, your body responds by slowing everything down. That low energy you feel isn't you being lazy.
It's a form of protection. Your system is trying to conserve resources because it believes it's under attack. And this is where we have to understand the critical difference between escape and recovery. Escape makes time disappear. An hour of scrolling feels like 5 minutes. Recovery makes energy return. Escape feels fast, frantic, numbing. Recovery feels slow, deliberate, maybe even a little boring. Escape is about avoiding the self. Recovery is about reconnecting you to the self. And only one of them actually restores you. So why doesn't your rest work? There are 3 quiet reasons. 1, you never feel safe enough to stop bracing. Your muscles are tense even when you're sitting on the couch. 2, your rest still includes stimulation. You're watching a chaotic show, you're checking notifications, you're consuming more information. And 3, your identity is tied to productivity. The idea of doing nothing feels like a personal failure, so even stillness becomes threatening. This is why real rest can feel so strange at first. Real rest is often boring, it's quiet, it can even be emotionally awkward. Because when all the external noise finally stops, your real feelings finally get the space to surface. That wave of sadness or anxiety or just emptiness that hits you when you're not busy, that's not exhaustion returning. That's release beginning. That's the first step toward actual recovery. So if you feel tired after doing nothing, it doesn't mean you're broken. It means you have been carrying more than anyone sees. You've been holding a weight that is invisible to others and maybe even to yourself. And the most radical, the most productive thing you can do now is not to hustle harder. It's to finally, gently, let your nervous system believe the one thing it needs to hear. I am safe enough to rest.
So if you're exhausted after doing absolutely nothing today, congratulations. You're not lazy, you're just human. Your brain ran a full marathon while your body was sitting on the couch, and somehow you still feel guilty about it. Rude. Here's your reminder, rest isn't something you earn after suffering enough. It's something your nervous system actually needs to function. So drink some water, unclench your jaw, and maybe stop mentally rehearsing conversations that will never happen. You're not behind, you're just tired. And that's fixable, so let go. Thanks for watching.